Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna here. And here basically we are discussing about the Indira Gandhi murder case. So here basically we are talking about the Congress group basically and which kind of people they are. Actually, Congress group basically contains BJP group, Aam Aadmi Party, Samajwadi. These all are basically BJP group. Sorry, the Congress group. They first created BJP, then they created Samajwadi Party, they created Aam Aadmi Party just to achieve their task, so that they should be always clean. Clean means white. This is like this. The in World Cup basically, sorry, the in cricket basically, how basically cricket gets run. That basically we have already discussed. Then also basically we will discuss a little bit. For example, the one match is ongoing, right? So two teams are basically getting into the field, and they are basically doing the batting and bowling. Like this, basically the each and every monies are basically collected by the certain groups. Basically here basically the each and every people knows that these basically things are ongoing, collecting the money. And here basically the big businessmen are also basically connected, that how the basically cricket is basically handling the each and every task. For example, after 30 years basically this task has to be achieved, so they basically played one cricket, and there basically they have done the advertising also, that for this particular task, the cricket this particular match is ongoing, so they basically done the advertising to each and every businessman. And the businessman basically told that, yeah, basically I want to join, I want to join. Like this basically assume that 35 businessmen joined. So like this basically basically task can be any, basically negative task and positive task. Negative task means finish the area, and positive task means create the area. Negative task, I will take one example: World Trade Center. And in positive task, basically we can say creation of city. So here basically the 35 city basically, sorry, the money was basically collected from this match, and like this the basically match got closed, and they collected this many amount for this particular task, and this basically the bank was handling. Assume that one bank was handling it. We will not take the directly the bank name, but it's a Congress group only by default, because they are handling the India country since more than 1700 year, 1700. And they are basically by default basically they are getting handled by certain kings group. That also basically we will not discuss. We will discuss basically which king is that who is handling the Congress, sorry, the Parliament House. So basically how the plan basically has executed, that we are basically discussing. Of that poor boy basically was killed by the Congress party. So here basically we are just talking about the Congress party, not about that boy. That boy story basically is a fake story. Fake means it's a lie story. Jhoot. It's not real basically. It's just a fake story. Just to, but the things basically which is told basically in this story, that are basically correct. This type of task only Congress can do. Sorry, Congress group can do. That is basically BJP, Congress. Sorry, BJP, AMA. Congress basically by default, their people are with them only. Their people are supporting them only. They are not doing the task of BJP. They are not doing the task of Aam Aadmi Party. And like this, basically, they are not going to be finished. So it's not like that. So like this, basically, the BJP party, basically Congress, sorry, the Aam Aadmi Party. This all basically party they have created. Samajwadi Party is also there. So like this, basically, they have created each and every parties to do the sort of task. Basically, you can say. So like this, that here basically we have taken one example of one boy. This boy story is basically totally faked. So like this, basically they were tracking his laptop, what actually he is doing in the laptop. Like this, basically his laptop was connected by a set of police group. Set of police group also basically connected with that with his laptop. Set of groups basically connected. So like this, basically each and every group basically was connected, with getting connected with that particular boy, because it's a Congress party. He is connected with the whole world. Sorry, he is basically controlling the entire Hindustan. But they don't know that the whole world is not of Congress. They basically forget that. Like this, basically, they thought that the whole world is of Congress. Like this, basically, that king basically thought that whole world is of him only. He actually thought that entire world is of his father's property. Like this, basically, that king basically thought that by creating this of all parties basically, and by ruling few Indians basically, and giving trouble to few Indians, he basically thought that we are ruling the whole world. But it's not like that, right? Everywhere basically, Indian nationality basically can't have dadagiri. This all are basically dadagiris. If you do dadagiri in Canada, then basically you know what are the things going to happen. But few people says that Canadian government are basically the BJP party's government. They are all are Gujaratis. They all are Gujaratis. They are basically thinking like that. They are telling that we are basically investing in the money to the Canada, so Canada is our property. So like this, basically they thought like that, and they started doing dadagiri in Canada also. Like this, there are many stories of Congress party that we will discuss each and everything, that how basically they do the dadagiris. And they basically say, they basically think that nobody is watching this all dadagiris. Like this, basically they basically thought that nobody is watching them, they will do anything. Like this, basically we are talking about the Congress party. So here basically it was the Indira Gandhi's murder. So here the story basically is totally fake. But the Congress party, which kind of parties are there, that is basically 100% sure. Congress party group basically. So like this, that boy basically was given HIV/AIDS, and basically the one of the doctor thought that if we think long term, so we can do nasbandi of that particular boy also. Then basically they thought that yeah, basically we can think this also. So like this, basically they has done the nasbandi of also of that particular boy, because they have thought long term plan. Long term means very long term. 100 days after, how the Congress will be, nobody is supposed to exist against Congress. Like this, they basically thought, and they basically thought that we will spread our Indian nationality across the world, and we will rule the world also. That also they thought. Like this, basically, lots of Indians are in Canada, lots of Indians are in USA, lots of Indians are in Dubai, lots of Indians are there in Qatar, lots of Indians are there in Gaza. What happened to Gaza? That basically everybody knows. Lots of Indians are there in Israel, and what is going to happen to Israel, that also everybody knows. Everybody means world knows, but the Congress don't know this, because they are thinking that we are going to be rule the world. We are going to rule the world. Like this, they are basically already planned it, but they don't know that the world is also tracking them. World is also tracking them. So the people who know actually the Congress plan, they basically never leaves India. They always stays in India, so that basically anything happen, anything, any time can happen to Indian population across the world, because they have spreaded Indian nationality across the world. Like this, they are basically thinking that we are going to rule the world. Like this, to know this plan basically, few group basically thought that we want to know few plans of the Congress party. So they basically given one post of World Bank. They basically given one big post to World Bank. Sorry, the one post of sorry, the one person of Indian basically. He basically joined World Bank, and in World Bank basically he got some big posts. So basically, Congress thought that basically everywhere basically Indian people are basically ruling the world. But in real, basically, what is the plan of Congress? That basically the one person basically want to know. One person basically want to know. So like this, basically, this type of activities are also basically done by the Congress party. So this is also one of the part of the Congress party. Like these big businessmen, big sports people, big Bollywood groups. These all are basically also part of the Congress party only. Aam Aadmi, Shiv Sena, Manase, that is Raj Thackeray party, Uday Thackeray party. These all are basically the groups basically you can say of Congress who are basic. They are basically thinking like that we will rule the Maharashtra by this Congress, Manase and Shiv Sena. Like this, basically, that particular boy was visiting the Mumbai city, and he was basically not getting the job also. Like this, basically, they were doing the advertising. See, basically, we have done with this particular boy. So this whole story basically are fake, but the content basically is real. Basically, said which type of party basically Congress are. So like this, the Congress party is thinking that they are going to rule the whole world. So like this in the whole world, basically 22 crore people Indian nationality are, and the world basically knows that Congress party is sending each and every Indian people to across the world. Like this, basically the world basically might be knowing this or don't know. That basically need to verify that Congress party has already sent their people, political people also to that country. For example, in Canada, the president basically is of Congress party. That also basically need to verify because they might have basically planned long before basically you can say because if they are doing this type of plan basically they are sending their people to Canada, so before basically they know that political group basically has to be handled first. So for that basically they might have planned Canada president long before basically they have placed their people in each and every country long before because Congress party is of 1700 years. 1700 years basically. So basically 300 years before basically the Congress party was planned. So they might have planned this Canada before 300 years. Basically, Canada basically was not a country. Basically, nobody might be knowing that country also. So mostly this is possible that each and every Congress, each and every president, prime minister of the each and every countries might have planned long before by the Congress party because they are doing the very long term plan. And this basically they thought that nobody is tracking this. Like this, they have done each and every plans, each and everything basically they executed. They attacked biological weapon wherever the basically Indian nationality are staying. They are doing the biological weapon. For example, I will take one example. One person basically is eating this food, this food, and then basically he is they Congress party basically sending this person to Dubai. So Congress party know that this is a biological weapon created by set of groups basically doctors in sitting in AIMS in Delhi. But this is a biological weapon that basically Dubai people might not be knowing this. But mostly basically is Dubai people are also not fool. They also might be tracking that particular person that which kind of biological weapon basically they have sent to the Dubai. Dubai people are basically not fool, right? Dubai king is not fool. Or basically it might be possible that Dubai king also might be placed long before by the Congress party. They just what basically want the Congress party just want to control the country. So like this basically they thought that they will control the UAE also. So Gaza is the example how they are controlling. Sorry, in Gaza basically Indian people are there, right? Israel also Indian people are. It might possible that Israel president also might be Congress party's weapon. They might have placed the Israel president long before in Israel. This basically world might not be knowing this, but they this basically is thinking of the Congress party, that Congress party has sent their people to as a president post in Israel, president post as in Gaza. Like this basically they ruled the Gaza. Like this basically they ruled the Israel. They are ruling the Israel. Like this they are thinking that Congress party has ruled the Israel, ruled the Gaza. And like this basically the thinking of Congress party is like this, that no world basically is tracking them. So this is also one of the part of the Congress party. In another part basically also we are going to discuss what actually the Congress party is.